the myth we are going to bust today is you will always feel stressed if you're stressed. You'll know if you're stressed because you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your body. This is a myth. I'm so sorry. It is myth. For some people, depending how our nervous system has evolved to take care of us, and depending on the connection between our mind and body, we may not realize we are stressed. This is what happened to me. This is what happened to me. I was having all these physical symptoms that had a correlation to stress, and my doctor and my naturopath were both asking me, what's your stress level? Like, are you stressed? How are you feeling? And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Turns out I didn't have strong enough mind-body connection to even realize my body was activated. And because of situations I've been in the past, because of environments that I had been living in, my nervous system, basically because it had been activated in the sympathetic state for prolonged periods of time without proper completion or release of the stress response, became overworked, and eventually my nervous system developed a numbing state, and I pretty much didn't feel anything. This was many years ago, and I understand this now to be an adaptive response to trauma, and it served me well in that time. But when I wasn't living in that environment anymore, and I was working in a new job, living in a new city, and I was having all these health complaints, that trauma response was not helping me in that moment. And I did not have the understanding that my body was activated, that my sympathetic nervous system, my fight or flight, was engaged chronically. So that is the myth we are busting today. What we can do about that, some of the things that help shift that for me, was strengthening the mind-body connection. So it was doing mindfulness. It was just noticing my feet on the ground as I walked. And it was doing yoga. And I started really foundational, and then I built from there. That's why I build in mindfulness. I build in body scans. I build in movement. I build in well-being, evidence-based well-being practices. I build in nervous system education so we can learn more about our body, and we can strengthen the connections between our mind and body. We can strengthen connections between our prefrontal cortex and our limbic system so we are better able to engage our parasympathetic when we don't need our stress hormones activated. And this is the type of education and work that we do within Flourish, my community of practice for healthcare and helping professionals. It's a 6-month virtual container to help reduce burnout, to help love your work and life again. And I include this in Nourish, my monthly membership. That has a more spiritual context, because I share intuitive weekly guidance and how to work with the collective energy. I offer 2 astrology rituals a month, and I also weave in well-being education. I also send you weekly well-being practices, and we learn about our nervous system. And so all of this work is foundational for our understanding more of ourselves, understanding more of our experience, being able to connect with our higher self, being able to connect with our observer self. It's all information gathering. It's all getting to know ourselves so that we have a clearer picture of who we are. We can better filter out the noise from other people, so that we can then figure out what lights us up, what our desires are, what our purpose is, what motivates us, what our soul's journey is. But it all starts with us having more of an awareness about us, about our bodies, about our mind and our spirit, and how they talk to each other and how they interact and how we can nourish our whole self. So if you're interested in more of that, I would love for you to give us a tryout in Nourish or Flourish. And as always, feel free to drop any questions that you have in the comments below. I do my best to try to respond to them.